Yay, round three. Here we go. Totally would love to be on the play. And, ugh, a really underwhelming hand, but got the kind of things that I want to start doing and lead with the planes. Hopefully, I can draw into some sweet creatures. Like I said, with seven other two drops, I like to think that I'll draw one of them, or even land my couple three drops. It's fine. I guess eight if I count the whatever that card is called, the flyer, the 2/1, the Pegasus. That would be fine here. And I don't know, is there another aggressive deck that I'm gonna have to fight off against? Hopefully not. Um, but if that's the case, then maybe Flitter Step Eidolon. Although relatively unexciting, might be able to get me there. Opponent's in the tank about whether or not to mulligan, so see you in a second. Alright, back. Sweet. Looks like my opponent was just disconnected for a wee bit. Lead off with planes, and here we go. Hopefully we can play some magic. Alright. I was gonna say, alright, black. Not too worried. Ooh. Well, got my other planes. I was gonna say that would have been sweet if any of these cards. Ooh, removal. Okay. Fellhide Brawler. Sure, can't block anyway. Well, in for two. I'm tempted to just use Oppressive Raise so that my opponent can't do anything, and so that I'm actually using my mana, which is what I'm going to do. And then if my opponent wants to spend an entire turn to attack, that's fine with me. I do have four lands, so eventually I will be able to get the Sky Spear, which is pretty sweet. And, Nyxborn Eidolon, sure. Can't attack, can't block. Well, I've got another land. Alright, let's see where I am at. Probably still just going to go in with the beats. And Ryan is actually on the phone right now, so I will be back in just a second. Alright, that's always fun to hear from a fellow Mana Bluffian. Um, yeah, still not all too inclined to play anything. I want a Johnny's Presence to save this if I need to. And then hopefully I can draw something. I don't want to say that I'm ahead, but certainly not all too behind. Nope. Sweet. Alright. Into another thing. Pensive Minotaur. Oh, is this the Minotaur deck? That would be sweet. Well, I am attacking. Yep. Alright, and here's to hoping for no removal spell. Come on, no removal spell. This is where it starts getting scary because if there was a time where it was going to exist, that time is now. Yep. Alright, well, at least my opponent used it there. At least my opponent used it there. Taking four, sure. Maybe I can draw into something. Acolyte's Reward. That is not exciting. Yeah, so I guess with the way the hand was developing, maybe I wanted to save that so that I could have God's Willinged it this turn. But sure, Deathbringer Lampads. Fine with me. Yep, hit for four. The next turn hit for eight. And then I die. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Alright, things are going to happen here. Things are definitely going to be able to happen. Yep. So another constellation trigger means, or another enchantment means things are going to be able to get in. Uh-oh. Twin Flame. Kicked? Whoa. That's actually incredibly sweet. And that puts me at dead. Uh-huh. Alright, cool. Well, I'm just dead. That's fine. I can do the math. That's... Alright, we knew my hand was a fairly sketchy keep, but hopefully I would have been able to draw a little bit more into it. Looks like my opponent's a little bit slower, which is not all too bad. It means that I just have to keep better and eventually get there. Is there anything... Revoke Existence, we saw the Cavern Lampads and the Nyxborn Eidolon. Both underwhelming, especially if I can get a better start out there. So I'm going to lead with those and then go fourth accordingly. Game 2, here we go. Alright, we're back. Game 2, yes, I would most definitely like to play. And this hand is much better. Definitely not like to mulligan because I have Loyal Pegasus into Oresco Sun Guide into hopefully start to get really crazy. Which is where I would like to be. Much better. Alright. Yep. Hopefully not that. Well, might as well start off with the double white. And here we go. And I can Oppressive Raise something. Because I'd much rather bestow the Eidolon onto something than to just play it. Titan Strength. Oh, my opponent needs a scry. Okay. Interesting that my opponent didn't scry on upkeep, but... Ooh, Phalanx Leader. Alright, attack. Let's get there. I would have scryed on upkeep opponent, unless that's the card that was drawn. Alright, this obviously opens us up to removal spells, but what you gonna do? Lightning Strike? Sure. Yes, please. Hit for 1,000,000? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Sure. Plus with Oppressive Raise backup, I'm going to hit for 8 again and my opponent's going to be dead. Plus it gets another point off of the Oppressive Raise being an enchantment that I own. Yep, can't block anyway. Instant sorcery cards in your graveyard. Okay. That is rather unfortunate. I can play Flitterstep Eidolon, making this a 5, and then play the Oppressive Raise. No, let's leave up God's Willing. Cast. Yes, please. Because is there a difference of hitting for 6 here? Yeah, it's an additional turn clock on my opponent. Or it makes it so that the Flitterstep Eidolon becomes incredibly scary, plus my opponent has to spend mana to be able to block. Yep. Well, this one can't block, this one can. Deathbellow Raider, sure. Got the double chump, and I have the victory here with my Acolyte's Reward. I mean, there's not much my opponent would be able to do from here, but I'd rather just go for the victory than not. Choose target creature to prevent damage to. Okay? Choose creature player to deal damage to. There. And we won the game. Alright, there we go. Sweet! On to game 3. Still not anything that I'm particularly excited about. I know there was the one Minotaur, the Minotaur Lord from Theros in the Theros pack, so maybe my opponent has that. That'd be kind of cool if I face off against the Minotaur deck in this match. Still nothing particularly exciting to Last Breath. It's just a bunch of dorky Minotaurs so far. Gifts still too slow for kind of what I want to be doing. Siren's still too slow. Even my 5 drops are still pretty slow. I do want to just get Dictate of Heliod out. That would be so sweet. Yoke Docs, the Laguna Band Trailblazer, still not particularly exciting. I'd prefer the Loyal Pegasus. Let's get there. And hopefully, good hands to me. Ooh, this is a sweet hand. Lead with the Hero of Erois, and hopefully it just doesn't die. Not gonna mulligan. I think the only way this hand gets better is if I draw the Pegasus here. Nope, that's okay. Now the question is, do I lead? Alright, that's fine. Hero. Boom. Yep. Go for it. And hopefully my opponent doesn't have Bolt of Kyranos. Ragemonger. Ooh, alright, so this is going to be a game. So I can play the Nimbus Naiad. Decisions, actually. Because I can play Aqueous Form onto this, and then next turn I can bestow. Yeah, I like that line better than just playing the Nimbus Naiad. Uh, it's bad if my opponent has. Well, let's go in for the beats and let's see. It's bad if my opponent has planes. I don't think I need planes. Now the question is, do I leave up a Johnny's Presence? Because I'm gonna get hit for 4 next turn. My opponent's getting hit for 3. Then the turn after that, it's 3, 4, 5, 6. My opponent gets hit, so it brings down 17 down to 11. Down to 10 because I can save a Johnny's Presence. I think I'm slightly more inclined to save the Johnny's Presence just in case. Because I think this Hero of Erois is going to be too valuable for me to lose to me getting a little greedy. Now, granted, my opponent getting a little greedy can play the Lord here off of this now, and that is unexciting to say the least. But if I'm able to get by with a Fanatic of Mogus, sure. Take 5. Alright, the race is on. Next turn I take 4. Whew. So I'm taking 7 here? Jeez. Okay. Alright, things are happening. Things are definitely happening. So my 2 blockers are chump blockers. I'm at 8. If I go all in, I'm just dead. I probably still have to sit back and block things. Oh, it's a terrible position to be in though. I think I just have to do it. So I'd rather have the Stonewise Fortifier back to block. Alright, pass the turn. I have so much gas coming down the pipeline that I think I'll be able to get there. As long as my opponent doesn't just chain off too many disgusting things. Sure. This is actually more than fine with me. Go for it. If you have a pump spell, then I think you're gonna have a bad time. Because it's gonna become a 5/5. Oh, alright. Instants or sorceries. Okay. Yep. 4/4. And it's indestructible. Go for it. Scry one, sir. Okay, Fellhide Brawler, sure, that's not something I'm scared of. Sigiled Skink. And my opponent is empty-handed. So I think once again I think I might just have to attack here. I can play two. I can play actually the Nimbus Naiad and the Oresco Sun Guide and leave this back for blocks. That seems fine with me with my opponent empty-handed here. I like my position. 4 turn clock. Island. The question is Island good? Okay, if I know that I'm going to be drawing Island, I can play the Nimbus Naiad for 2. And then I can Phalanx, giving this double strike. So my opponent's at 13. Uh, Put on top. Yeah, I actually like this here. So I give this double strike. It gets the counter, hits for 10. Then my Nimbus Naiad hits for another 4, and then that puts my opponent at dead. Alright, perfect. Yep. Oresco Sun Guide, and and Nimbus Naiad? Yeah, Nimbus Naiad. Oh, can't do that. Oh, a Crone Skyguard it is. Crone Skyguard's still good, because, well, it can block, say, Sigiled Skink, but it also ends up doing the same amount because it gets the heroic trigger from the Phalanx Leader. Ooh, okay. Block like that. Nope, cancel. I would like to declare blockers. Where did my opponent put the card? Put the card on the bottom. Well, I'm more than happy to be trading off here. That is fine with me because it still puts me at an okay spot. Sure, it's like rouse them up, Titan strength. That's fine because what ends up happening? Where did my opponent put that card? Bottom. Okay. Yep. So now I have a land. And my opponent's empty-handed, but can hit me for 6. Alright, Nimbus Naiad. Bottom, bottom. Going for the attack, because then next turn is lethal. Alright, so it's up to the top deck here. I am more than fine blocking with the Nimbus Naiad. The reason I attack there is because either way, I'm going to be blocking with the Nimbus Naiad. Maybe this induces a sort of attack with my opponent, but lightning strike. Oh, okay, well then I'm just dead. Sure, okay, fine. That would have happened regardless. Well, I guess my opponent got there. There's probably a misstep somewhere, because is aura spells? Yeah, that's where I messed up. I thought it was just enchantment spells. Well, That's pretty unfortunate considering I feel like I played that pretty well. Um, there could have been a spot where I maybe played slightly differently, played creatures in a different order. Um, that Titan Strength actually turned out to be pretty key because my opponent was able to keep the thing and scry a little bit deeper to the Lightning Strike, but I guess there was nothing I was going to be able to do about the Lightning Strike anyway, because Lightning Strikes that I could block here, but then my opponent has another attack, or pardon me, my opponent has another draw, and I'm still drawing to Phalanx formation, and I have to get my opponent dead somehow. So, well, that was the game. That was pretty fun. Uh, Once again, I'm essentially just turning into Ryan. Jeez, how crazy would this card have been? Dictate of Heliod at any time. Whew. Any time I would have played that card. Just nasty. 6/6. This would have hit for. Oh well, I guess it would have hit for 6, and then it would double strike. But nonetheless, thanks for watching. These drafts are super fun. I really enjoy your comments when you choose to comment. I really like discovering other lines of play that you all have thought of and just think are obvious or that I don't. So comment, subscribe, like the videos on YouTube, post on Mana Bluff. I would love to respond there as well. And I'll see you around next time. Thanks for watching.